Hello Spartans, welcome back. A couple of months ago I made a video talking about 5 of the most disturbing ways to go out in the Doom universe. If you haven't watched that video, I'll leave a link to it down below in the description. Now, a couple of days ago I went back and read most of the codex from Doom 2016 and Eternal for research purposes, and I was blown away by the amount of disturbing lore I forgot and also discovered. A lot of people seem to forget that the universe of Doom is extremely disturbing and hostile to your typical human being. Even if Doomguy was able to save humanity, more than 4 billion people lost their lives, and the Earth has been left almost unrecognizable. Humanity was already going through a pretty devastating energy crisis, and even if the demons lost, I just cannot see humanity recovering from this cataclysmic blow, at least not in a couple generations.
What?
Anyways, here are even more disturbing ways to die in Doom lore. If you like Doom, consider leaving a huge like and also subscribing if you haven't already. Anyhow, take a seat, grab your shotgun, and let's dive straight into hell. You know the drill, this video was sponsored by Gamersubs. Get 10% off your order using code MIDNIGHT, my friend. Get delicious drinks and stop being a noob on gaming.
Gaming.
Thanks for the support and enjoy the video, brother. Number 5. The origin of the Lost Soul. The Lost Soul was firstly introduced all the way back in the original Doom in the 1990s, and it is arguably the weakest demon out of the entire roster of enemies, yet it has one of the most disturbing origin stories in the entire franchise. Like the unwilling and zombie demons, Lost Souls were once normal people. When a human is killed or captured by the demonic legions, they are dragged down into the deepest parts of hell, to either have their soul extracted to produce hell and argent energy, or to make back-breaking slave work for the denizens of hell. Slave work such as building these enormous hellish structures we see throughout the games. The demons in charge of supervising these unlucky humans that are destined to work for all eternity torture them both physically and psychologically, to the point where some humans simply die of extreme exhaustion, or are simply unable to continue their duties because of the extreme injuries inflicted by the demons. When that happens, the demons take the already half-dead human into Necrovault to extract their soul for further use. Ironically, some human souls were fortunate enough to escape the soul extraction process and began roaming through the hellscape until the end of times. Eventually, their spirits will be transmogrified into physical form, becoming a lost soul. These demons of human nature live a fleeting existence, roaming mindlessly through the depths of hell, seeking that which will finally make them rest in peace. When a lost soul attacks Doomguy in the campaign, it's not because they want to inflict pain on others, but because they want Doomguy or any other human to end their suffering. With this in mind, you know how whenever a lost soul spots you, he lunges at you screaming? You can take this as the lost soul screaming for you to kill him, as they are in fact transmogrified human souls. Number 4. Being attacked by a Dread Knight. Being attacked by any demon from Doom should be a pretty damn nightmarish experience.
No shit.
Yet, I'm not lying when I say this, but being attacked by a Dread Knight is even worse than death itself. In the surface, Dread Knights are just mechanically enhanced Hell Knights. But what do those enhancements do exactly? In its mechanism, the Dread Knight has epinephrine regulators that inject a constant flow of rage-infused adrenaline to the demon, while its endorphin receptors have been synchronized with the use of its arm-mounted blades, meaning that every time the Dread Knight kills something or even attacks, the demon is injected with a flood of artificial dopamine. As a result, the Dread Knight is in a constant state of pure, unfiltered, uncontrollable rage, one that can only be satiated by inflicting pain on others, in this case, humans. In the entirety of hell, the Dread Knight is the only living demon that basically gets off by harming and killing hurting others, and the more pain they inflict, the better they feel. As such, the Dread Knight is considered the most dangerous demon out of all, simply because he's basically a drug addict and you are his cocaine. In that regard, Dread Knights will kill you in the most painfully, excruciatingly disturbing way possible. Number 3. Being turned into the Icon of Sin. The Icon of Sin is Hell's ultimate weapon, a demonic titan used as an artifact to simulate worlds and dimensions into its own. The Icon's presence warps reality. It creates a splinter within space-time and creates a black hole that leads straight to hell. Yet, how was this extremely overpowered demonic creature created? The Icon of Sin was created from the tormented soul of Commander Valen's son. When the Sentinel Kingdom was still at war with Hell, Valen's son was killed on the front lines. As such, he was destined to be tortured for eternity or to be turned into a slave. Yet, Hell had other plans with this Sentinel warrior. The demons extracted the Sentinel's soul and began tormenting it with hellish magic and runes. Just like the lost soul, the tormented spirit of the betrayer's son acquired a physical form, corrupted, twisted, and contorted to no end. The Sentinel's corrupted spirit took the form of the Icon of Sin. The Khan Maker then took the Sentinel's spirit and entombed it into his own still beating mortal heart, bounding it to a fate of endless constant suffering, as he is aware of what he has become. Just imagine how excruciatingly painful it must be for your spirit to become this hellish creature. Number 2. The Arania Imperatrix. Better known as the Spider Mastermind, it is a mystical demon of unknown origin, and it is said to be a god among gods. At the ending sequence of Doom 2016, Olivia finally realized that the demons had manipulated her into giving Hell access to our dimension. She is then struck with a crimson lightning bolt, merging her spirit and physical body with that of the soul of an ancient powerful demon known as the Arania Imperatrix. A lot of people think Olivia was used as some sort of sacrifice to bring the spider demon into the physical plane, yet it is the other way around. Olivia herself became the Spider Mastermind. Her already fragile body mutated and transformed into the spider demon. This came out of this, and Olivia was still well aware about what was happening to herself. Not only that, but she also died a second time by having her brain blown off by a BFG shot. Number 1. The Dark Lord's Whispers. Thanks to the lore revealed on the Ancient Gods, we now know that the Dark Lord was behind every single important event within the timeline of the war against Hell. Even if he was reduced to a life sphere, the Voth still had the power to corrupt living beings by entering their mind and whispering words of certain manipulation. He manipulated the Khan Maker into recovering the fragment that contained his own power and putting it into the Divinity Machine. He manipulated the Seraphim into believing that the Khan Maker was going to be the downfall of the Maker race, and made him believe that submitting Doomguy into the Divinity Machine was the right thing to do. He orchestrated the events of the UAC Mars invasion by corrupting the minds of the UAC higher-ups and basically turning most of the UAC into a cult that worshipped the demons of Hell. The behavior most of the UAC personnel showed reminds me a lot on how the Unitologists acted on the USG Ishimura. Absolute sociopathic behavior and no regard for human life at all. You can take the Dark Lord's whispers as the signal emitted by the marker, and how over time it degrades the human mind to the point where they simply offer themselves to the hive mind, in this case demons, or just commit suicide. What I find extremely disturbing about this correlation between the marker from Dead Space and the corruption the Dark Lord spread on the UAC is how the victims are well aware that they are going absolutely insane and simply cannot do anything to stop it. I think there's nothing more disturbing than being a slave to your own mind and having to suffer the consequences of your actions you would have otherwise not done if you weren't taken hostage by the corruption of forces outside of your own control. So there you have it, my friends, some of the most disturbing ways to die in Doom lore. For you, what's the most disturbing way to perish in Doom? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video, stay safe, play a lot of video games, and have an awesome day. Adios, bye.